Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. If yes, can you please say yes in the chat section? Great. So, are you guys excited for this today's session? I want to see some enthusiasm in the comment section. We are waiting for a few more participants to join and then we will start with the session. Great. So, I think we have to start our session without any ado. So, let's get started. So, hi everyone, my name is Dia Vijay, and I'm a vice chairperson at Geeks for Geeks student chapter RTU. And for this session, I'm elated to introduce Abhinav Awasthi. He is a DSA mentor at Geeks for Geeks and ICPC Regionalist and 5-star coder at Codechef. Also, he is going to join LinkedIn as an SD intern soon. So, let's have a warm welcome of Abhinav.
Thank,
We are very slow.
thank you.
We are so glad to have you today with us.
Yeah, thank you, Dia, for it. Thanks, guys. So, first of all, good evening to everyone. And so today our topic is DSA. We will talk about DSA. We will talk basically. I will cover the three basic aspects of DSA, like what, why, and how. What is DSA? Why should we learn DSA, and how we can learn DSA. So that is. So I will take some minutes to talk on that. So as you said that I'm working as a DSA Mentor Geeks for Geeks, and recently I've also cracked SD Internet LinkedIn, and I will be joining there this summer. So this is something which always helped me, means from the starting of my journey, from the first year itself. This is something which helped me a lot. Okay, so DSA is basically composed of two words: data structures and algorithms. Okay, so guys, can anyone can tell me who that what is the we can say most valuable thing in current scenario if we talk about technology? So what is most valuable thing in current scenario? You can write in the chat box. So that word is something in this DSA only. Yeah. So that's actually data. Okay. Data. So data is the most valuable thing, I think. And if we talk about data, so to store data, we have databases. Okay. To manipulate data, we want data structures. Okay. So like we have databases to store data. But how we can access that data, how we can use that data. For that, we have data structures and algorithms. Okay. Now, this is something which is directly proportional to your problem solving skills. If you are a good problem solver, and that is what companies want exactly, problem solving. So, what big tech companies want? Big tech companies want that you should be a good problem solver. Yeah, AI, ML, problem solving, these are the, we can say, skills that are, we can say, the skills that are most required in current scenario. Okay. But data is a thing which is most valuable. If you will see the top companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, whatever. So Google has your data. Where are you going? Google Maps. Okay, Amazon has data. What are you searching for? What are you shopping for? So they all are playing with your data. Getting. So that is why we can say that it is one of the most valuable things in current scenario. Okay, time is there. Time is obviously there, but I'm talking about technology. Okay, now, so we have data structures and algorithms. So first of all, we will talk about what is it. So as I told you that we have data. To store data, we have databases. Okay, and to manipulate the data, like let's say that currently there are some people who have joined this live. So if I want to store the name of you all. So what I can do, I can take arrays of a string, and where I can add the name of you all. If I have to arrange the name in alphabetical order, I have to sort the given array. Getting? So this is what we call data structure. So array is a data structure, and sorting is algorithm. So this is the real life example, a practical example of data structure algorithms. Okay. So it is very important, obviously. Now, if we talk about some very basic practical examples of DSA, so can anyone tell me some practical example where DSA is implemented? That we basically use in a real life. There are some practical examples of DSA. Any algorithm, anything you are thinking of, you can just tell in the chat box. Like any hints? Any hint? The practical example of data structures and algorithm in a real life. Okay. So the very practical one is Google Maps. Okay. So we have Google Maps. Google Map is using a data. First of all, to implement data structure, we should have data, obviously. So Google Map has the data, complete map of I think the complete world currently. Okay, or let's say of your city. Okay, so Google Map has the data of your city. Now, what Google Map does? So let's say if you have to travel from your college to your home to your hostel, so you can just search it on the Google Map, and Google Map will tell you the shortest path between your place to your hostel or your college. So what is that? Obviously, it is using some algorithm to find the shortest path between your current location and your destination. Getting? So this is one of the practical example of Google Maps. Getting? Is it or not? Is it clear, everyone? How this and any other example, any other real life example where this data structure is used, algorithms are used? Another very basic is sorting algorithm. So we all use sorting. Okay, like we use sorting whenever we have to, let's say that we have some list of students, we have to arrange them in a roll number wise, we can just sort the array. Okay, as I give you the example of Google Maps, we have Google Maps that are very basic. Searching, exactly, we have searching. So like searching, we have binary search. So binary search is something which seems to be complex, but it is something that we use in a real life. Okay, let's say that you have a dictionary. Okay, by the way, in today's scenario, no one uses dictionary. We all have Google and phone. But let's come back in 20s. So everyone use dictionaries. Okay, dictionary. Okay, so what we do? Let's say we have to search for a word in dictionary. We first open the middle page. Then based on the word, let's say the word is coding, and the current word is T. So you know that C is before T. Getting. So it is something you are playing binary search there to find a particular word. Getting. So this all is where DSA is included. Data structure, the complete words, and you are using some algorithm. Okay, obviously, if let's say if you have to search for a word in dictionary, you will not search it like this: the first word, second word, third word, fourth. No, you will just hit and try. Open the book. No, these are not, because the words are in ascending order, in alphabetical order. Getting. So that is the practical example of we can say searching, binary search. For sorting, obviously, we have an example like we have to sort a name of students in a class. For graphs, we have practical example of Google Maps. This is how we can have multiple practical examples. This is why we learn DSA. So we have learned what? What is DSA? DSA is something which is used to manipulate data. In which order we have to store the data? Okay. Okay. Let's say that you have the data of your city, but if you don't know how to use that data, what's the role of it? There's no use of the data if you don't know how to use it. Google has the data of your complete city, but it also knows how it can use that data to make a Google Maps. Getting. So if you have data, but how you can use it, that is what we can say. It's like DSA comes. Okay. Spell checker solution. Yeah, spelling checker. This is something more of AI, I can say. This is more of artificial intelligence things. Okay, like recommendations. That is more of machine learning. Here also, obviously, data science, machine learning, AI data is used. Okay. Now, the third is how. Okay, so if we talk about the next aspect, so if we talk about any top product based company, okay, so all the if we talk about Google, Amazon, Microsoft, any of the top produce company, and even the others also, some of the startups also, the first and the very basic requirements of them are data structuration algorithm, DSA. If you will see the job post, let's say that if Google or some is hiring for a software engineer, so the first requirement is obviously that you have a good data structures and algorithm skill. You have a good strength on DSA. So what's the reason? Can anyone tell me what's the reason that why companies are hiring on the basis of DSA? Obviously, everyone is working on development. Okay, everyone is working on JavaScript, Node.js, Python. But why they are focusing on DSA? Even if you know, in Google they use Go. They use a language called Go. It is the language of Google only for their development. They use Angular. In Facebook, they use React. Okay. In Amazon, they have their own tool like AWS. But why they are hiring to DSA? Can anyone tell me any idea about that? Why DSA is so important? I've got that word previously. Yeah. So DSA is something which is directly proportional to your problem solving. Exactly. If you are a good DSA problem solver, that means you are a good problem solver in real life also. So no matter what company you are joining, maybe you are joining Google, maybe you are joining Amazon, no matter what the company is, the thing that will be common is you are going to solve problems for them. If someone is hiring you, what they want that you can solve problem there. Exactly. Logic building, thinking ability. So this is all is directly proportional to DSA. If you are good in DSA, that means you are a good problem solver. You have good logic building ability. You have good thinking ability, and that's what DSA is. So it's not just about solving. If I will say you tell you my experience, I've been working as a SD intern from last 6 months. Okay, and I will be joining as a SD intern at LinkedIn, but no one uses exact DSA inside. Okay, so no one is going to ask you that what is linked list. No one is going to tell you that reverse are binary. They all are using development, front end, back end, whatever team you will be assigned. But why they are hiding on the basis of DSA? So in my complete, I will talk about that later. In my complete rounds of interview, they asked me about DSA. Okay, and even there were the hard problems of DSA from Geeks for Geeks and Lead Code. Why? Because that's the thing. If you are a good problem solver, that means you have a good DSA skills, you have good logical building, and that's it. Getting so that's a way to check. Maybe you will think that you all have appeared for JE examination, okay, in your class 12 and passed it, and then you are in college, okay. So are you using that maths, calculus, or trigonometry nowadays? No, I don't think that anyone is using that calculus, uh, integration, or differentiation. But why we have learned it? So that we can improve our, yeah, exactly. So because we can improve our problem solving skills. We were solving maths problem that time, and now we have DSA instead of maths. I can say that DSA is something which is equivalent to that. Okay, lots of people think that what they can do, they can just buy a single course of DSA and they will complete the course in 6 months, and after that they will master DSA. But this is not true. Okay, I can say there's a 20-80 rule for DSA. The 20-80 rule is that 20% of DSA is about learning, watching videos, reading articles, whatever. Means that learning thing is just 20%. Let's say if I'm asking you that learn linked list, okay. So you have just opened, let's say, Geeks portal. You open a linked list article. You learn that what is linked list. The elements are this is the complete properties of linked list. Let's say you have watched videos in YouTube or your course, whatever. But that doesn't mean that you are done with linked list. That's just 20% of what you have done. The 80% part is practice. If you will not practice, if you will not implement what you have learned, then that's not complete. So I can say DSA is 20% learning and 80% practice. Is it fine? Just a one in the chat box if it's fine. Okay. So that's a very important thing. Okay. That currently students are misguided towards it. The first year students and second students are currently misguided. That they basically buy a course, they complete the course in just 2, 3, 5 months, and then they say that sir, I'm not getting DSA. What is DSA? I'm not able to solve problems. I'm not able to crack interviews. How you will be able to? Because only watching videos, only reading articles is not the only thing. You have to also practice. Practice is one of the most important thing in DSA. Getting so this is the basic aspect why we should focus more on practicing and less on learning. Because basically, I can say that you have to learn by practicing. More you will practice, more new concept you will get, and more you will learn. Okay. So that's another thing, that how you can go with DSA. Okay. And that's the reason, if you will see recently, the complete structure, like if you will, let's say you're appearing for a company. First of all, every company has a uh, uh, you can say resume shortlisting on. Okay, so resume shortlisting on basically depends on your achievements, or we can say uh, on your obviously achievements and experiences. Okay, but if you are a student, obviously you will not have any experience. So basically, your achievements are those which will help you to get your resume shortlist. Okay. Now the next thing will be there will be a coding round. Coding round contains most of the coding round contains DSA questions, okay, or maybe aptitude question. That's also a problem solving. So because through that they want you to test your problem solving skills. And after that, what we have? After that, we have different technical interviews, HR round, HM round, host manager round, and different rounds are there. But if we say the starting phase of every interview starts with DSA only, that's the main reason why it's important. Okay, so great. Any doubt till now? Anyone? Okay, I hope that is it clear to everyone. We have covered the thing. Okay, so I will simply say this is so important, and without DSA developers, no. Currently, there are jobs which are who are hiring without DSA. Okay, like in the startups. So let me give you example. Okay, let me give you example. So if I talk about why top tech companies are hiring on DSA, okay, let me give you the answer of this question. If you will see 10 years before, what was the technology used? Can you tell me the technologies which were used 10 years before? We were using PHP for backend. We were using HTML5 for front end. We were not having any frameworks like React or Angular. We were not having any backend framework like now we have Python, Django. We were working on technologies like JavaScript, simple JavaScript, or PHP, and for front ends, normal HTML5 was used. Currently, what you are using? Currently, we are using React.js, Node.js, Django, and different other frameworks are there. And I think in after some 10 years or maybe less than that, technology will change again. We will be having AI more. We will be having blockchain. So new technologies are emerging. So technologies are changing day by day. 10 years back, there was PHP. Now we have React.js. 10 years after, we will be have blockchain. So technology is changing. But the thing which is constant is DSA. That is why they are hiring on the basis of DSA. If we talk about startups are hiring on the basis of development. The reason being that they don't have that much capacity to first hire the engineers and train them for their development. So they just want that if you are good in DSA, just come here and work with us. But what big companies want, PBCs want, product-based company, they don't want. So there's no need. If you are good in React.js, Google don't want you to do good in React.js because Google is working on a different language, Go, that you don't even know what are they working on. If we talk about Oracle is working on a different Java that you can't learn now. If we talk about Amazon, they have their own portal, their own separate AWS portal for working on Amazon. They are not working on normal JavaScript React.js. Getting? So that is why they don't want your React.js or data skills. But DSA is something common. So I'm not saying it's not important. The development is also very important. On my last round of interview in LinkedIn, obviously development was asked. Projects are very important. Any technology, currently, obviously, we are having React.js, Node.js, Django. It is very important. Okay, I'm not saying it's not important. But yeah, every interview at a PBC starts with DSA and ends with development. So the starting phase is DSA, and that is why it is very important. Because technology is changing, but DSA will be constant. Okay, so that is why they are hiring on the basis of DSA. I hope you got the answer, Nikhil. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm done with this thing, and you guys got this.
All right. Thank you so much, Abhinav, for sharing so much insightful knowledge today with us. So it's time for some Q&A. So first, I would like to ask some questions, frequently asked questions which we gathered, and at last we will take questions from our audience. All right. Sounds good.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So Abhinav, we applaud for your success that you have read so far. So your coding journey is so good. So we are curious to know that what is your coding journey?
Yeah. So it was like in my first year itself, I was also confused as like others that what to do, what to start, which language to choose. And so basically, I was having a prior experience with Java in my school days. So in my first year itself, I started with Java and I started competitive programming. Okay. So in my second year, I switched to C++ and started competitive programming. And in the start, just like others, I was also facing much difficulties. I was not able to solve problems. I was just facing difficulties, and it takes time, guys. Okay, it doesn't ki you started today and आप बोल रहे हो कि tomorrow you will be 5 star. No, that is not possible. Even not 1 or 2 months. It takes years to reach a good level. Okay, in my case, it take like 14 months to be 5 star. Okay, so like I've started in my second semester as the CP thing, the computer programming, and I started with Codechef and Codeforces. And I can say that regular and consistent is two more important words if you are doing CP. So for CP and DSA, if you are regular, if you are solving problems regularly, and if you are consistent with the contest, like the CP contest, we are having contests on Codeforces, Codechef, Lead Code, any of them, because that plays a very important role in your improvement. Actually, okay. So that was it. And I think in my third semester, after some 1 year, means I started in second. At the end of third semester, I was 5 star at Codechef and the expert at Codeforces. And that time I got opportunity as a DSA Mentor Geeks for Geeks too. So that was the time. And after that, so till that time, I was not having any experience in development. Okay, so I was blank with the development thing. After I got that opportunity, I thought, yeah, now I'm at good level at DSA, so now I can start with development. Then I started with React JS and the front end development frameworks, basically React, Redux, and like that. And then I got my first SD intern at Spark. And after that, the journey goes on, and I'm also working as SD intern at Zionn currently as a full stack developer. So it's like that, guys. There are two major things I can say. The first is please participate in contests regularly. Participate no matter you are able to solve the questions, you are not able to solve, no matter. Okay, you are not at very good level कि अगर नहीं कर पाओगे तो नीचे आ जाएगी rating. No. Okay, so at that time I was also 2 star, 3 star. So अगर मुझे डर होता कि if I will not be able to solve problem, मेरी rating गिर जाएगी. अभी rating है ही कहाँ यार? अभी तो बनानी है ना. So abhi participate karo. If you are not able to solve, then also participate. Once you will reach that rating, 5 star, 6 star, you are at a good level, then you have to think of it. Okay. And sath you have to manage all the things. Like you have to manage college also, you have to manage CP also, you have to manage development also. We have lots of things. So if we talk about this is also a very major question from students that how we can manage all these things at the same time. So it's like that. Okay, we have college. Obviously, we have to attend college. We have attendance criteria. But I think that one is able to at least appear for a single coding contest because the coding contest is of just 2 hours. It's twice a week. So I think 4 hours a week can be arranged for a college student. So that was my coding journey, basically how I started in first year and now what is going on.
This is so inspiring. Like seriously, it's so inspiring, and thank you so much for sharing your journey. So my next question is, which DSA sheet did you use for your interview preparation?
Yeah. So if we talk about seats, so I can say that DSA seats are something which are the thing of we can say that the last moment thing. Okay, means if you are having your interview or your placement is in next 3 months or 4 months or 2 months, then I will recommend you to follow a DSA sheet. So, but if you are in your first year, second year, please don't follow a specific DSA sheet because that's your time to explore things. Okay, so if you're in the first year, you have some time. If you're in second year, you have approximately 1 or 1.5 years for your placements or interview season. So at that time, it's fine that if you will explore the things, just solve problems randomly on Codeforces, solve random problems, explore the things, learn new concepts, and that. But if let's say if you have your interview in next 2 months, so in that case, I can prefer that there are various seats in market, and obviously they all are good. Like we have seats, we have GFG seat, we have Lover seat, we have Striver, we have lots of seats. I will not promote anything, or I will not say that this is better, because they all are running. Students are practicing and students are achieving things from them, because they all are containing very good problems. But if you are someone from first year, second year, please don't go with a specific seat, because seat contain maybe 100 problems, 200 problems, 400 problems, and there are that specific problem that is a last time moment. Let's say that आपका 2 महीने बाद interview है, then you can focus कि हाँ, we have interview in 60 days, so let's solve 3 problems a day, let's solve this seat. That is a target base. But if you are a second year or first year student, please don't have this thing. Practice randomly, be consistent, solve problems as much as you can. Okay, random problems from any course, from anything. By the way, if we talk the common problems, a 40 or 450 DSA career seat by that contains 450 problems, जिसमें लगभग सारे टॉपिक्स के बेसिक प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. GFG पोर्टफोलियो पड़ी हुई है, तो आप देख सकते हो उसको. बाकी GFG बिगनर सीट है. स्ट्राइवर सीट आई कैन से कि वो एट द लास्ट के लिए, अगर आपका 2 महीने बाद इंटरव्यू है और 3 महीने बाद, देन एट द लास्ट आप उसको देख सकते हो. अभी के लिए तो इट्स लाइक कि मैंने देखो बेसिकली कोई एक पर्टिकुलर सीट को फोकस नहीं किया. आई हैव बेसिकली प्रैक्टिस्ड रैंडमली ऑन GFG. आई हैव सॉल्व्ड ओवर 1500 प्रॉब्लम्स फ्रॉम डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स. सो दैट्स द थिंग कि अगर आप एक फोकस करोगे कि 300 कर लें, 400 कर लें, दैट विल नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प. You have to solve randomly from starting. Okay, that's the thing.
Great. This is so great. So, like, next question says that almost how many problems should we solve from a single DSA topic?
Yeah. So it's like first of all, there are 3 phases of solving problems. The first phase is while you are learning. So let's take an example of a topic. Let's take linked list, or let's take stack. Okay. So like you are learning stack, you have to solve the problems of the stack, obviously. So the first phase of learning is when you are learning and practicing simultaneously. Means let's say you are learning how to implement stack, how to implement stack using linked list, how we can perform iterations on stack, how we can iterate through stack. These are basic things. These are very basic problems that you have to practice simultaneously while learning. That's the first phase. Second phase is go with some easy medium level problems, like second grader element, or I'm just giving examples like basic elements, medium level problems basically from GFG or lead code. That's the second step. This will take, I think, maximum effort. This phase takes the maximum effort, solving medium level problems. So basic is fine, like you are learning and you are practicing simultaneously. That's the basic problem. Now comes the second phase, which is medium. In this phase, there is a doubt that how much problems to solve. So I can say that till you are not confident with the topic. Let's say that you are solving stack problems, and if you're confident that yeah, now if I will encounter a stack problem in a coding round or in a interview, I will be able to solve it. And it's like that at least in each topic, you should solve some 20-30 problems at least. I can say 5 problems can be basic problems, and 10-15 can be medium level problems that are required. And the third phase is hard level problems. I will not recommend कि hard level problem आप लोग साथ साथ करो. Once you are done with all the topics, when you have completed your DSA medium level, after that you can start solving hard level problems of all the topics. So that's the thing.
Great. So, like everyone has a coding peer with them, right? We used to make groups, coding groups, and work alone. So, did you have any coding peer? Or if yes, how did you find a peer of coding?
Yeah, so I can say that the coding culture in my college is not so good. I mean, it's like if we talk about competitive programmers in my college, there in my batch there are some 3 or 4 of them only who are doing competitive programming. So at that time, and also I am a day scholar. I'm not in hostel actually. I'm day scholar. So it's something very difficult to find a peer group and to basically do peer programming. But yeah, I've got some of my friends from my class who are good at DSA and who are good at CP. So we started doing CP. Okay, so it's like that when you have a group and when you are competing with them, so you have like a motivation that yeah, वो बंदा expert हो गया, I have to also become expert, or he has read 5 star, I have to also read 5 star. So these type of things happen. So yeah, I have some of my friends in college or in other colleges too. So that was the thing in my first year. Uh, uh, Even I can say that the first coding contest which I have appeared was from my college itself. So my college club organized a Codechef coding contest, and in which I have appeared. That time I was not able to solve any problem in that contest, and that was the thing that I was just like, कि अब तो इसे करना है. I have to solve more problems in the upcoming contest, and then I've started skipping. So it's very important that if you have a good group with which you can compete, आप आपस में भी कर पाओ. That's very important. And obviously, as you know that I have recently cracked ICPC Regionalist. So for ICPC, we have a team of three. One of whom is my senior, and one is my classmate. So yeah, we have some good people in my college too. And after joining Geeks for Geeks, luckily I got a good community of coders. Like I have my own community, and lots of people basically interacting with me, and we have done a lot of things like live projects, contests, and different things are done. So, and I can say that this is very important. If you are in a room where you are the best, then you are in the wrong room. Okay, so you have to search for someone who is better than you, so that you can compete and you can be more better. So that's something very important in our case too. And if we talk about how you can find, so it's not like you have to find a complete cricket team for people. No, it's not like 10, 11 people. No, if you are even having two or three of your good friends who are doing CP with you, that's obviously fine. So you can find it through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the most means LinkedIn is something which has given me a good community, very opportunities I've got through LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something very amazing. You can share the experience on LinkedIn. Let's say that you are solving problems on Codechef. So you can just share the problems. Ki, haan, today I have solved Codechef, today I have solved Geeks for Geeks. And the second person who is also solving there, he or she can see your post, and you can interact, you can talk like that. So sharing your achievements, sharing your things, what you are doing will help you a lot to find people like you, and then you can make like that.
Exactly. It's like something teamwork makes the dream work. The
Exactly.
quote is.
Yeah.
So the next question, which everyone here wants to know, I hope so. So the next question says that what is the number of problem you solved in any general day, including Codeforces, Lead Code, and other coding platforms?
In a general day. Okay. So as I
Exactly.
told you that regular and consistent is very important. So even if you are having exams, currently I'm not solving that much. I'm not that regular because recently my exams are over. So during my exam I haven't solved any problem. But yeah, at the time
Got
when I was preparing a lot for DSA, so that time I can say that at least solve one or two problems per day. At least for that you can solve POD. We have problem days, so at least. And in general, I can suggest you to at least solve 4 to 5 problems per day of DSA. You can just after waking up, you can take a target that yeah, today I will solve 3 problems, let's say, and select these 3 problems. That these are the 3 problems that I will solve today, and then you can complete the problem by the whole day. Let's say if you have a busy schedule, let's say you have a college, a 6 hour college, 7 hour college, so then it is not possible to solve 5 problems. In that day, you can solve one or two only. But a day when you are free, when you have holiday, Sunday, Saturday, or anything like that, you can target that. Yeah, today I will solve 5 problems. So stack. Pick out that 5 problems. Try to solve them. If you're not able to solve, check out the tutorials. So now, student thinking if I will see the solution of this problem, that is not right. No, it's completely right. Obviously, it's not like कि मैंने शुरुआत से मैं सारी प्रॉब्लम आया थी नहीं. So in starting also, I was also having difficulty in solving problems. I used to see solutions of YouTube tutorials, okay, like that. So it's completely fine. If you're not able to solve a problem, you can see the tutorials, YouTube videos, or solutions of it. But before that, you have to give your best. It's not like कि you have seen the आज मेरा target 3 problems का है, तो you just go to YouTube, तीनों का solution देखे और 3 problem solve कर लिए. That will not help you. So that thing which will help you is that first of all, give your best. Take a problem, give your best, try by your own. Then also, if you're not getting it at your best, also, then you can surely see the solution. Now, how you can see the solution? It's fine. First of all, go for the hint. First, see the solution. Okay, this is the thing. How I was not able to think of it. Then get it. After that, what you can do, you can basically try to implement by your own. If you're not able to implement, then you can see the code of it. This is a step. And the next thing is always memorize it. Always create patterns in your mind. So let's say if you have solved a problem which is solved using hashing. So you have to memorize that these types of problem can be solved using hashing. So that if the same or similar problem is encountered another time, you have that in your mind that yeah, these type of problems are using hashing, and then you can solve it. So this is something very important. So that's not wrong that if you are seeing solutions or editorials, that's completely fine, but the right way to say it. So that's the thing. And I can say that, yeah, if you're free, you can solve at least 4 to 5 problems per day. Okay. That's from lead code or anything else. But and in a busy schedule, try to solve at least 1 to 2 problems per day. That's it.
Great. So like it's common to like see solution and understand the solution by watching tutorials and videos. So it's completely fine. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
So one
exactly.
last question from my side, because we are not running out of time, but still the last question from my side says that what should we have to do do in 10 to 15 days before the interview? For example, solving previous year problems or watching a playlist.
Yeah, so that is what happened to me also recently, just 1 month back when I was preparing for my LinkedIn interview. So yeah, at the last we all have just 10 and 11 days only for preparing for the interview. At the time, I can first of all I can say that please focus on your strong topics. So what people do that they give that 10 days to their weak topics, or because of that their strong topics are also which made they may cannot be able to solve. So if you have some strong topic, first make them more strong, because in those 10 days you can't make that weak topic more strong. No, you can't make that. They are just last 10 days are there. So always try to first work more on your strong topic. Like let me tell you that my graph was a bit weak. Okay, so that time the reason being we don't have much graph questions in CP, and I was more from CP background. So my graph was weak, and so what I does first I thought ki we have 10 days, let's learn graph. Then I think 10 days में कुछ होना नहीं है. I can't complete the graph in 10 days, obviously. So first, let's focus on my strong topic. So I focus on dynamic programming or stack, like which are my strong topics. That's the first thing. Now, second thing is that how you can solve problems or things. So if you will solve problems in 10 days, obviously at max you can solve 5 problems a day. At the end of the day, you will be able to solve 50 problems. That's not correct at the last scenario. At the last scenario, it's more important to go through all the things which you have done. So for go through, you can obviously just go to the playlist. Okay, so like you can just what I've just binge watched all the playlist of problems like DP playlist. Okay, I've just seen that yeah how he's solving, because in the interview at the last you have to explain the problem. So what I've done, I've
Exactly.
just seen the complete DSA DP playlist, dynamic programming by Stiver, and then it was like that. Yeah, now I will be able to at least explain the problems. How he's explaining, I will explain the same way. That helps a lot. And if you even if you don't know the solution of the problem in interview, it's more important how you are explaining it, how you are basically representing that answer to the interviewer. Because if interviewer will know, so because the thing is that obviously interviewer also know that he's obviously a student. Okay, so that may be the case that he or she doesn't know the answer. He knows and he is there to help you only. So, but you have to represent the things in good way with the full confidence that yeah, you are able to solve the problem. You will be solving the problem. That's the thing. So I can say that at the last time, solving is important. So solving is thing कि आपको regular होना पड़ेगा. So if you have to be a good problem solver, आपको उसके regular आना पड़ेगा. Last के 10 दिन में बहुत ज़्यादा problem solve करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. But revision is important. So for revising, I can say up now we have YouTube, so you can go to the YouTube playlist. You can go to articles of GFG, normal solutions. You can go through your past problems you have solved on different platforms. Okay, so that's what I can say one can do for the last 10 days. And obviously, for the last 10 days, there is no need to be panic or nervous. कि ये नहीं आता, वो नहीं आता. Because we have, I can say that we have thousands of questions, and out of that, only 2 questions will be asked. So that's also that अगर कितने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करोगे, आने दो ही हैं. So it's not like to be nervous यार कि क्या होगा. So always ki give your best, अपना best दो, give your best, revise a lot, and that all depends on what you have done in the past 1 year. It doesn't depend कि आप 10 दिन में क्या कर रहे हो. अगर आपने पास्ट 1 साल से अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस की होगी, रेगुलर हो गए, तो आप एट लास्ट जाके अच्छा कर पाओगे. बट ऑब्वियसली लास्ट के 10 days में रिवीजन, हाउ यू हैव टू यूटिलाइज दैट टाइम, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
Great. So one last, this would be a last question. that what should be, according to you, what should be a Codeforces level we have to maintain in order to clear any product based or service based company interview?
Yeah. So if we talk about CP, so there are very limited companies which are asking CP level problems. Like if we talk about Google, sometimes ask CP level problem. We have Coordination, Trilogy, we have Sprinkler, we have Graviton. So we have some specific top product-based companies which are asking CP. By the way, most of them are asking DSA only. Like Amazon is asking DSA. In LinkedIn, they ask me DSA. Microsoft is asking DSA. In CP, I can say that if you have to cover those companies which are basically more on DSA, like Amazon, LinkedIn, or Microsoft, you can go up to expert or like 17, 18, 180. That's completely fine. Because if you are expert, that means you are able to solve A, B, and C of code. Okay, and A, B, and C are the things that are basically asked. But if we talk about more like Coordination, the top other companies, Coordination, Sprinkler, Google, they are some level more. So for that, at least you should be a candidate master. Again, rating doesn't matter. कि आप rating आपकी कितनी है, आप किस level की problems कर पा रहे हो rating. So it's like in Coordination or these companies, they basically ask CP exactly CP specific that are just asked in Codeforces. बिल्कुल वैसे ही पूछ लेते हैं. But if you talk about other companies, they are select bit CP plus DSA mixers are asked there. So for normal company, expert can also crack companies like Amazon, Microsoft, or LinkedIn as I have, or other companies. But for other top like CP specific companies, Coordination or like that, so you should be a more like candidate master or master. So that's the thing.
So that's super cool. And thank you so much. Now I think our audience has a lot of question. So you are free to ask questions. You can put your question in the comment section, guys. Okay, I can see one
Minimum
question from
CF
Subhan.
rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Subhan, so I can say that please don't focus on the rating. Okay, rating can also be achieved by cheating. Okay, people are doing that. Rating doesn't matter. It's just like that you can add that in your resume. Okay, focus on skills. Okay, skills means no matter if you are a candidate master and if you're not able to solve a simple problem, no. But obviously, as I told you, that for basic companies we need expert. Till expert is fine, but yeah, for more top companies we want candidate master or master. But focus more on skills, okay? Because apart from CP also we have a lots of DSA. So CP is not the complete thing that you have to do. DSA have the other DSA level problems. Like we have some problem because in CP we don't have to talk about space complexity. No, we don't want it whether the solution is solved using order of one, order of n time complexity. You have to just solve the problem. You have to just pass the test cases. That's what CP is. But if you talk about DSA, DSA has a different type of questions also. Like DSA, you have to also optimize the space. That this problem can be solved in order of one space complexity, this in order of n. That's the thing. In DSA, we have different algorithms. That this, like, let's say that if we have to solve the problem called find a missing number in an array. So the problem can be easily be solved by sum of numbers minus the current sum. That's the problem, okay. But if you will see it in the view of DSA, so we have a complete algorithm for it. So CP में ऐसा नहीं है. There is one to solve कर दो भाई. But in DSA, you have a complete algorithm. Like we have a problem called sort arrays of 0, 1, and 2. So अगर उसको बात करोगे तो CP में तो आप normal sort लिख दो हो जाएगा sort. But in DSA, they will say you sort in order of n. आप कैसे करोगे? Sort in order of n, order of 1. आप कैसे करोगे? So there are basically different types of questions in DSA also, जो आपको करने पड़ेंगे और CP के साथ भी. क्योंकि मैंने देखो CP की है, ठीक है? I have done CP a lot till my third semester or fourth semester basically. After that, I realized that yeah, DSA is also important. There is a very minute difference between CP and DSA and CP. That's important. Okay, so don't focus on rating, focus on skills. Yeah. Any other problem, guys? Any question you can ask? Okay. Whenever I encounter a new pattern standard problem, so I have to look for a solution. Is it common? How do I solve something? Yeah. So standard problems, common problems are basically which even I cannot solve in first attempt because they have their own way of solving. Okay. So there is something called Johnson's algorithm. We have Johnson's algorithm. We have different algorithms actually. Okay, so which are specific. Like आपको ये problem solve करना है, तो you have to use this only. Other cannot be done. So these problems now, if someone will ask that, do you think of binary search in the first? You know, one cannot think of binary search because that's the algorithm. You have to first learn binary search and then implement it. So there are some new patterns or standard problem that you have to sometimes they might hit you that yeah, we can solve this, we can use this. But most of the time, in my case also, I used to see solutions of common problems. Okay, I can't get in the first attempt. But the most required thing is, if you are let's say seeing the solution, if you're looking at the solution, after looking at the solution, the next time if you have encountered the same problem, then you will be able to solve it. But if we talk about the common standard algorithms, standard problems, like this problem, as I told you, it was sort array of 0, 1, and 2. So what one can think of? One can think of normal sorting. One can think of counting sort, but no one can think of two pointers approach here. Maybe, but it's not that much common. Okay, so one has to first see the solution, that how we can then, and after that we can solve it. So that's the thing. That's obviously common. That if you encounter a new pattern, you have to first look at the solution. Okay, that's perfectly common. How do we? I think revising DSA topics is not like that. You have to make a notes on your notebook and then revise it. That's not DSA. Okay, so even I don't have any notebook of DSA. Okay, but it's just something that you have to just revisit the problems you have solved. And if you are getting the same problem again, are you able to solve it or not? Revising DSA is just about re-revising the problems that you have solved. Okay, so just move to the problems, pick random problem that you have solved. Okay, or you can, one thing you can do as a notes, if you want to create DSA notes, you can store problems which have a different pattern. So let's say you have solved a problem today, which is a different, which is implemented using a different observation. You can save the link of that problem, and after some days you can re-revise the problem. Okay, so that's something very important. Okay, so that's something which is required, but I don't think that revising in a way that open a notebook and then learn time complexity, space complexity, arrays. No, that's not required. It just re-revise the topics, the problems. Okay, that's the thing I think. How you became expert by solving 450 questions? Okay, this is must asked to me by my juniors too, that how you became expert doing. As I told you, that rating or questions doesn't matter. Okay, the reason being that I was not always solving at Codeforces. I've also said this thing on my channel too, that there was a time that then when my rating was not increasing, I was just pupil. At the time I switched my platform, I started lead code and Geeks4Geeks too, so that I can just get familiar with the common problems. Okay, and then I just can come back to Codeforces. So it's not like how you become. Maybe someone has just using 100 problems. Okay, so obviously I will be not solving in a different idea. Okay, don't think I cannot solve the data Codeforces training. I have solved these number of questions only. But yeah, that doesn't mean that if you have solved 1,000, then only you can become expert. That basically weak. It's the difference between a hard work and a smart work. Okay, there's a difference between it. So like it's not like just Codeforces करते जाओ. Sometimes you need to move other platforms too. Like you can explore lead code. Why lead code? Because lead code has topic specific problems. Lead code has classic problems. Geeks4Geeks has classic problems. You should explore that also. Okay, so that's also important. It's not like कि अगर आपको CP करना तो आप Codeforces ही करते जाओ. Others is also important. Okay, that cross thing is important. Cross platform. Okay. In general day, how many problems you solve in different? Yeah, in general day, I can say that I have solved at that time when I was on peak, when I was very focused on it. I solved basically 5 problems a day. Okay, 5 to 6 problems a day was thing which I was solving at that time. Okay, I can say this thing, and I've done this thing I think for 3, 4, 5, 6 months I can say for this 5 problems a day. So means 6 months means 180 days into 5. I have solved some 700-800 problems in that 6 months, and that was the phase when my rating got increased. If you will see my graph of Codeforce and Codechef. Okay, that's the thing. Uh, in an interview, we should come up with a brute force approach first. Yeah. So that's a good question. That in an interview, how we can come up with approach. So if I will give you my experience, you should also not come directly with the optimized approach. You should first give the clear idea, because so there are three steps. The first is give the brute force approach. Okay, that sir or ma'am, I am thinking of this solution. I can think that we can use a nested loop and solve this problem, and this is going to be a brute force approach with this time complexity, this space complexity. This is fine. आपने approach बता दी. You told us space and time complexity. That's fine. Don't start implementing it, because interviewer also wants a optimized approach from you. So ज़्यादा time नहीं waste करना है brute force पे. Just starting some minutes so that you can say that, yeah, you have explained the problem, you have got the problem, and you know the brute force approach. Just some starting minutes, because at the last, interviewer wants a good. Because if you will invest more on the brute force approach, you will get less time for the optimization approach. So invest some 2, 3, 4 minutes, at max 4. I can say 2 or 3 minutes only for the brute force. Just tell the approach, the time and space complexity. That's all. Then tell it like this: that I think that we can also optimize it more, and the optimize can be this. इस तरीके से बोलना है. So then you can start with the optimize, and after that you have to implement it. So it's like, I think that starting 1 or 2 minutes for brute force approach, then tell that, yeah, we can optimize it, and then the optimize approach. This is all you have to do. How to solve problems on lead code and solve a certain topic learning. So solving problems on lead code, there are lots of seats. If we talk about seats, there are lots of seats you will get for lead code or GFG. There are lots of seats. But if we talk about randomly, so we have some classic problems. If you will see lead code, if you will first, let's say you have selected a stack or queue tag, then there are number of submissions tagged there. So solve those problems. Those have more number of submissions, because the problem which has more submissions are basically common problems, means important problems. So solve those, or the alternative cases that you can use a seed. Okay, I'm not saying that उतना ही seed कर लो. Seed just to focus on problems कौन से करनी है. ये ना करना कि इस ड्राइवर में 180 क्वेश्चंस हैं, वो लगा लिया डीएसए खत्म. ऐसा नहीं होता. तो करने सब होते हैं, बट हाँ, चूज करना कि which problem to solve. For that you can see or refer multiple seeds, or we have lots of filters actually. I don't know much about lead code, but in GeeksforGeeks we have lots of filters. We have filters of the difficulty, in which companies is asked. So lots of filters are there. You can use that. Okay. Yeah, we have problem set for beginners. So for beginners, as I told you, that we have 450 DSA का seat. उसको कर सकते हो. उसमें काफी common problems हैं हर topic के. Other than that, you can also, if you will visit GFG practice portal, there you will see a DSA beginner seat by GFG also is given to you. और इन सब के अलावा आई थिंक कि अगर आप रैंडमली भी करोगे ना, अब देखो, दैट इज व्हाट स्टूडेंट्स थिंक कि मैं उनको कुछ 200 प्रॉब्लम्स बता दूंगा, या अभिनव विल टेल मी 1000 प्रॉब्लम्स, वो सॉल्व करने के बाद में आई विल बी इन अमेजोन. ऐसा नहीं होता. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लोर बाय योर ओन. खुद करना पड़ता है. खुद एक्सप्लोर करो, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करो, रैंडमली सॉल्व करो. तो रैंडम में क्या होता है? रैंडमली में क्या होता है कि लेट्स से आप आज उठे, आपने 3 रैंडम प्रॉब्लम चूज किया, नाउ आई विल सॉल्व दिस. That's a 100% case that out of 3, at least one problem will be there, which is of new concept. So means you are learning a new concept that day. So at the end of 100th day, you will learn 100 new concepts, and that is what is helping you. So always pick random problem, try to solve it. Always take reference from some seed. Obviously, we have lots of seeds, as I told you. किसी से भी reference ले लो, but only reference. It's not like कि बस वही seed कर लो. Reference ले लो, कुछ common problems का, important problems का, और खुद randomly भी solve करो. That's it. 800 level. So कोई भी level हो, if you talk about Codeforces, no matter which level you are, 800 or 1000 or 1200, always practice problems of your level plus 200. So if you're at 800, solve problems of 800, 900, 1000. This is how you can increase. So always at max 200, or you can even solve out 800 or 900. And then slowly your rating will increase. Again, it's not like if you are 800 and after 1 month you will be you will be 1000 or 1500. No, it takes time. Sometimes it can take more than 1 year. Okay, because it's something that doesn't give result instant. Okay, instant result is not there in DSA or CP, guys. Okay, दिट्स द थिंग. आपको ऐसा लगेगा ना स्टार्टिंग के 2-3 महीने कि मैं कर तो रहा हूँ डेली प्रॉब्लम, पर कुछ होता ही नहीं है, छोड़ दो. वहीं पर आपको कंट्रोल करना होगा. दैट्स द टाइम दैट यू हैव टू स्टे विद इट, बिकॉज आफ्टर 3 or 4 months ही आपको ब्रेक आएगा रिजल्ट गेटिंग. सो दैट्स द थिंग. श्योर श्योर. You guys, any more doubts?
I think all the questions are clear, all the doubts are clear.
Yeah.
I'm not able to see any further question. So if you guys face any problem and if you want to ask any question, you can reach out to Abhinav on LinkedIn, as well as you can see his YouTube channel as well. So thank you so much, Abhinav, for your time. Thank you so much for sharing so much
Yeah.
insightful knowledge with us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, then thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining this particular live. Thanks very much. Happy coding. Okay, so we have the another problem. Let's have it. Then we will conclude. How many questions? I have told already that till you are not confident with that topic, like 20, 30 problems are at least necessary for that. So okay, so at least solve 20, 30 problems per topic, and till then you are sufficient, confident. So if you are confident in that topic, then it's fine. How does the CP help us? CP helps a lot in coding contests, like we have coding contests. CP helps a lot me also. Okay, means CP increases your problem solving ability actually. So that's very important. Okay, so CP is really important. I'm not saying it's compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's important. Okay. Yeah. We can conclude now. I think.
Sure.
Done.
The rest of the question you can ask him on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure. You guys can connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay. So I will reply to your answers. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.